Imagine this. The storm clouds gather, the rain begins to pour, and Noah and his family are safe inside the ark. But what if everything you thought you knew about the animals on the ark was only part of the story? Did you know that Noah didn't just bring 2 of every animal onto the ark? Stick around until the end, because today we're diving into the untold details of one of the Bible's most fascinating stories. By the end of this video, you'll see Noah's Ark in a whole new light. According to the King James Version of the Bible, Genesis 7, verses 2-3 states, "Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by 7s, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female, of fowls also of the air, by 7s, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth." This detail changes everything. But why do you think there were more clean animals? And what does it mean for us today? Keep listening as we uncover the answers together. What do you think might be the most overlooked detail about this story? Let's address the elephant, or should we say, 2 elephants in the room. Where did the idea of 2 by 2 come from? Media, movies, and children's books have simplified this story, often portraying all animals boarding the ark in pairs, while visually appealing. This misses the richness of the biblical text. For example, cartoons and family films focus on the whimsical side of animals walking in 2s, but they often leave out the deeper truths of Genesis 7, verses 2-3. These portrayals might make us smile, but they also limit our understanding of the ark's theological significance. Have you ever believed this 2 by 2 myth? What other Bible stories do you think might be oversimplified? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We all would benefit from your unique perspective. Here's a fun fact. Did you know the ark was the size of a modern-day cargo ship? According to Genesis 6:15, it was 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. That's roughly 450 feet by 75 feet by 45 feet, with 3 decks. The ark was built to house not only the animals, but also the provisions needed for a year-long journey. Imagine the planning and effort that went into building such a vessel. Without modern tools or equipment, Noah relied on faith and divine guidance to complete this monumental task. Doesn't this make you wonder how often we underestimate what we can accomplish with God's help? Speaking of the ark's construction, have you thought about what it was like to live inside it for over a year? Keep watching. We're about to explore that next. Here's a question for you. How do you think Noah and his family managed to care for so many animals for over a year? Feeding, cleaning, and maintaining the health of the animals required incredible resourcefulness and patience. But beyond the logistics, the year-long journey also carries deep spiritual significance. The ark became a place of faith and perseverance, where Noah's family learned to trust God's plan completely. Genesis chapter 8, verse 1. And God remembered Noah, and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. This verse reassures us that even in the longest and hardest trials, God never forgets his people. How has God shown his faithfulness to you during difficult times? Take a moment to reflect and feel free to share your story in the comments. Your testimony might inspire someone else today. When we look at Noah's Ark, we see how God had a greater plan. The flood was part of God's judgment, but the ark was a sanctuary of mercy and salvation. In the same way, my experience, though painful, has been part of God's plan for me. At first, I couldn't understand why things happened the way they did, but I've come to see that this event in my life wasn't just an accident. Just as Noah was given a clear mission through God's guidance, I believe God has a purpose in the trials we all face. Over time, I've learned to trust that His plan is greater than anything I could ever imagine. Even in the moments of deep suffering, I now see how those moments have shaped my faith and helped me grow into the person I am today. My story is still unfolding, and I trust that God's plan will continue to reveal itself in His perfect timing. At its core, the flood was God's judgment on a corrupt world, but the ark was their refuge. Genesis chapter 9, verse 13 tells us, "I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth." This rainbow is a reminder of God's promise never to destroy the earth by flood again. The ark symbolizes God's desire to save, protect, and renew His creation. Isn't it incredible to think that this ancient story still speaks to us today about God's love and faithfulness? We've uncovered so much about Noah's Ark today, from the 7 pairs of clean animals to the ark's size and the lessons of faith and perseverance. But there's always more to explore. If you're curious about other biblical stories, check out our next video. I'll see you there.